Oh, speak, bitch. Come on now.
Hello, pretzels, and welcome back to the tripod. As you can see, it's a duo pod because one of our the Stixy one, Stixy Drip Drip himself is a little under the weather. However, we have over here we have Big Carpe himself has joined me, so it's just gonna be us two this week. But we will try our best to be as mediocre as possible. We're
Well,
gonna
funny story was you were pointing right on my screen and I was over there. So no, the other way.
what
No,
okay.
when you pointed the first way, yeah. I remember
Oh, okay.
when I see it, I was on that side. I was like, damn, this motherfucker on point. Okay.
Well, we're gonna start with the A show, of course. We're gonna start with what I've seen, and then it's going to be Caesar-tastic to close the show out. But yeah, and next up,
Well, you watch TNA also.
oh yeah, yeah. White girls are getting attacked in the daytime in the NXT parking lot, folks. That's right. Izzy attacked Carmen, so Carmen has to be replaced. We don't get to see no straight karate kicks this week. But Chase U
Choo.
is out celebrating. The Fast and the Fraserists comes out. Ridge giving his inspirational speech. Fast and Fraserists want a rematch. If they can beat Duke and Riley, they will get the rematch. Match begins. That's exactly what they do. So I guess having Ridge and Andre as your tag champs was a smart idea as opposed to Duke and Riley, who just lost.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, no disrespect. Cesar, what do you think of white girls getting attacked in NXT parking lot, and then Fast and Fraserists versus Duke and Riley?
The famous NST parking lot, the most dangerous place on the planet, besides Chirac. Once again returns. You know, you gotta watch your back in the parking lot. And now they're beating bitches in the daytime.
White.
If we bring in daytime into this, I understand. Look, it's gonna get rough because winter, there's less days. It's gonna get dark by 5 o'clock. We know what happens in that lot when it's dark. Motherfucker injuries that take you away for months, maybe even years. Okay. If bitches getting taken out week to week in the summertime, fuck that. I'm flying in. I'm helicoptering Kobe Bryant. Maybe not Kobe Bryant, but I'm helicoptering in
Yeah, not
on the fucking roof. On
let,
the fucking roof.
yeah.
Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Because if I take the Kobe Bryant, then I'm gone and I ain't got to worry about nothing no more. Okay. But if I drive into that lot, my career could be over any day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then they're going on tour and they will be in Chicago. So they're going to be in the Chirac NXT park. Somebody going to get shot. Somebody going to get shot. But Chase U.
Yes.
Chase U out there, you know, they celebrating the dub. Finally, they got some more gold. Chase U as a university, 2-time NXT champ. You know, one time was won by Andre Drace, 2-time NXT champ. One with Dookie, one with Ridge. Ridge, the hype man. Ridge just bought some new energy into Chase U, got some gold in the case. And then yeah, Riley and Duke said, "Yo, no, man, y'all crackers want rematch. Yeah, we gonna tighten that ass up. If y'all can beat us, then you get a rematch." You know, Riley might have been distracted because you know he's not really defending the gold, but he has a chance to win gold at Ultimate X. So, you know, he might not have been 100% on his game, you know, and I don't blame him. Duke ain't got shit going on. Duke should have been, you know, A1 whooping ass. But you know, Riley got Ultimate X, man. He could bring that shit from another promotion
Mm-hmm.
in the Chase U. He got some gold on the line. He can't be going 110%. He tweaks something, then he can't win. So I understand why they lost. Fashion Favors was the tag team champs. You know, it's rough to send a new tag team against the old tag team champs. Why would you do that? You know they're gonna win. But anyway, it was a good match still. Good kickoff to NXT. I ain't mad at it.
You know what? I think Dookie was concerned about what's going to happen to Wade Barrett since all the commentator teams are getting mixed up. So
Yep.
maybe he had Wade's dick on his mind because Wade could possibly make his way back to NXT.
Yeah.
Might be under the desk again. He had some stuff on the mind. He had
No,
that.
no, I think Wade will still be on SmackDown because Graves is gonna be on Raw. Then we could get Booker T on SmackDown with Wade. Wade ain't dropping back down. He up there.
Well,
Booker T.
I just noticed that Graves and Cole said something on Raw last night about they are going to be on SmackDown as well. I don't know. I could have misheard him. I don't know. We'll
But yeah, there's no way NXT goes to a 3-man desk. That's just too crazy. That's too crazy.
That's back like when it was Sick Vic, Wade, and Beth. Remember?
Yeah, yeah. But see, there was a woman there to make it not gay.
Yeah, yeah.
3 guys there is gay. Then Dookie gonna be just swallowing jizz under that
Big
bed.
ups to Beth. She's gone from the
Yeah.
WWE family. And Psycho Sid. Freaky Sleepy Chew versus Lola Vice. It's strange to say, Cesar, but I didn't like the beginning of NXT. It got better as it went on. Like, I like this. This is when the night started picking up for me. Freaky Sleepy Chew versus Lola Vice. Very creepy, very aggressive Sleepy Chew. Lola making her look good. Book keeps calling her psycho. Women love that. Kalani Jordan comes out and gets into the ring for some reason. Lola spinning back fist Kalani. Freaky Chew hits Lola with a pillow and gets the pin victory. It turns out the pillow was loaded with the Women's North American Championship. That's why Kalani went into the ring. Kalani versus Freaky Chew at No Mercy. We had Rent. Oh, the women's gauntlet. You know what, Cesar? What'd you think of Freaky Sleepy versus Lola?
Lola. I see what they're doing. Lola is starting to be like the new measuring clip, you know, of the people who they want to bring back, bring up. Lola's that measure because they know Lola's. I think they like Massa Michaels always picks one. He lost Kiana. She went under the desk, sucking his meat in the back. Now he ain't even on TV no more. He leave that shit to Ava, and then now I think Lola under that desk now. He like him a big booty bitch. You know what I'm saying? He that crooked eye still sees straight when there's ass involved. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
The right eye sees straight, the crooked
Yeah,
eye looks at ass.
yeah. Looks at ass, baby. The straight eye look to the future, but that crooked eye is like that ass. He's like, yeah, look at that.
Laser focus.
So they got unsleepy Chew or zombie sleepy Chew. She out there doing work, doing dirt. Had a good match with old Lola. Yeah, we didn't know that the belt was stolen by this crazy bitch. That's why you gotta keep your eye on the belt, Kiana. You can't just be out there winning belts. Kaylani, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Kaylani, you can't just be out there winning belts and just leaving that shit. What who you think you is? Jericho? You think you just leaving that shit in the limo? After you win it, go to steakhouse? Huh? Huh? Out here? Yeah, no, girl. Come on now. Come on now. But yeah, she got hit with that backhand. And then old Sleepy picked up the dub. And then Kiana came out there, fought her, and then got the belt. So yeah, it should be a good match. Should be a good match. Will Lola get involved? And will that be a little 3-way jank little later? Or maybe we get some Lola versus Kaylani?
Possible.
I'm not going to be mad either way. But yeah, that's how it turns out. That's how it turns out.
And if Book wasn't already chubbed up, we saw a vignette of JC Jane,
Oh yeah.
Alan Henley,
Oh yeah.
Jasmine. They are now known as the Fatal Influence. Cesar.
Which is way better than whatever those 3 lesbians on Raw are called.
I don't really remember.
It's something the
Pure Syndicate or something. Pure.
Who gives a shit? All right, pure lesbian attraction. That's what they should be called. Yeah, this is a better name. I like the vignette. I like the old pictures. I like they're saying, yeah, they came up the hard way, the strong way. That went on the classic way. They went on the indies. They had the struggle. They wrestled for 2 hot dogs and a cherry coke in front of 48 people in a match. They struggled to get where they are.
Do you think the name needs Fatal though? Do you think it would have been the influence? Doesn't that sound kind of better than the fatal influence, like the toxic attraction? Can it just be the influence? That sounds
I think they're just going to call them fatal influence, just like the toxic attraction. They never called him that. They just called him toxic attraction.
toxic A.
Yeah, like and look, this is the age of where crackers' attention spans ain't shit, and they're just gonna shorten it. So fatal influence. Look, that rolls. That rolls. You got to put a the in
I
there.
would have preferred the influence. I don't think it needs fatal.
Yeah, but if you say the influence, that's too much like influencers, and
That's what
those
I
niggas.
mean.
Yeah, but those niggas ain't shit either because celebrities hate influencers. Like you see the Oscars.
They're heels. They're heels though.
Yeah, but like when you see like the Oscars or the Emmys, you always see a bunch of influencers, and people are like, "What the fuck are you doing here? You don't do shit except make dumb skits on TikTok. You ain't a real celebrity. You didn't act in a movie for this like I did. You didn't give up your time in your life like I did. Because that's what they're saying. They're saying they came from the mud and got out the mud, and this bitch Jasmine Nix recognized that and came over to them. So
I
to
wish I
them,
could have been a fly on the wall when they were sitting there with their spiral notebooks going like, what could we come up with? I wonder what names are rejected by the cross-eyed kid. He goes, no, that doesn't sound sexy enough. We
yeah,
need something dangerous. And they're like, well, how about the fatal influence? He goes, that's
yeah,
gold. You struck gold. Now bend over.
yeah, exactly. Then Jasmine Nix got under the desk and sucked his meat, and then he signed off on it.
I guess so. Well, I mean, I nitpick because again, I'm what you would call a social media influencer. You see, with ABBW and the tripod and the hangover, I'm somewhat of a social media icon. So I think my opinion should be noted when it comes to naming things, Cesar. So I think they should have consulted me at least. At least the cross-eyed kid could have dropped me a tweet or something because a fatal influence. Come on, this
You
sounds
an
like
influencer?
this
Nigga,
is
you on private. You on private. What you
this
mean
sounds
you're an
like
influencer?
this sounds
You ain't
like
like
a
me. You ain't on public.
I mean
You ain't out these streets.
it sounds like the fatal attraction. So they're calling themselves psychotic killers. When we wanted the direction.
Do they not beat bitches up? They beat
Yeah,
bitches
but
up.
I mean, it sounds like a bad 90s movie, The Fatal Influence. I mean, just what is Steven Seagal gonna come in and start breaking necks? Like, this ain't a 90s movie. The influence. That's good. The influence, because they like you said, they prided themselves on coming up from the dirt. Girls can look up to them that are coming to NXT. The influence,
But girls are not looking up for them. They're just getting D1 contracts.
the fatal influence. It just sounds like a cheesy 90s movie. That's all I'm trying to say. And
Yes, it is.
all one of the 13 people that watch this has to have some ties to the cross-eyed kid. Just drop me a line next time. Drop me a line. I'll open up the brain and give you some nuggets of wisdom. Just
Yeah, he
I'm
he
available.
would, but your ass is private on everything.
You know what? If my mom's not getting falling down at Walmart or anything, or my wife's not getting attacked by dogs, I'm available. Okay.
Sure.
But I digress.
Still
Up,
private.
up
Okay.
next,
All right.
not my YouTube. Up
Yeah.
next is the women's gauntlet. We started off with Rin Sinclair of the No Catch Cracks and
Mm-hmm.
Sol Ruka of the
Oh, yeah.
No Ass Cracks. They start the
Champion.
gauntlet eliminator. Rizzo is third. What a great showcase match for the women. They're doing a great job at slowly building superstars out of this group.
Mm-hmm.
Soul able to carry Ren and Rizzo on her back.
Fuck yeah.
Rizzo's wedgie is the MVP of Tuesday night. Soul eliminates her quick. Brinley's out next. Of course, Brinley is got airtight from the hard R's.
Yep.
Soul did a modified tarantula on the ropes during the commercial picture-in-picture. I don't know if you caught that.
I
It was
did.
it was like Tajiri's, but just with
But just yeah.
the
Mhm.
arms, not the legs. Kendall Gray is the fifth woman out. She pins Brinley. Kendall a little clunky in there. You can tell she's still green, but I mean it's not bad. It's not elite bad. Then
Which she still is a rook. She's still a rook.
Cesar threw his phone across the room because Jada Parker
You
came
know
out.
that shit. You know that shit, right?
Takes out Kendall with that battle dunk, followed by a forward dropping suplex. Soul eliminated Ren with a soul snatcher that did not really connect. Jada and Soul, the final two. I think there was an unfortunate powerbomb botch by Jada where Soul landed on Jada's ribs. Jada seemed injured, but Jada able to utilize that battle donk to take out Soul for the win. Not Kinsey interviews Jada in the ring post-match along with OTM. Jada got next. Now go ice them ribs, girl. What'd you think, Cesar? Your woman, Jada Parker. She came out on top in this gauntlet. What'd you think about it?
I thought it was very good, man. I thought it was very good. NXT somehow. I don't understand how like Raw, SmackDown, or ATW cannot figure out what to do with the women, but the NXT makes the strong women look good, makes the bringing up women look good, and then still can make the women going in between look good. And they did that shit all in one match. They took what? Kendall Gray, a straight rook, who's been on Level Up apparently for the last 3 weeks. They took Brindley Reese, who's really her only claim to fame is hanging out with the hard R's, not getting no dubs, made her look good. They took Ren Sinclair, who's now being projected to be on TV every week because she's with the No Quarter Cracks. We know Sol Ruka's good. Come on, son. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. We know she's good. Who was the other? Rizzo?
Yeah.
Rizzo's who's fresh and young. Really hasn't had a match, but got her in there, got her some work. And then Miss Jada Parker, who's new to the scene this year, but improving in every match. They made all of them look great. And yeah, everybody's going to complain because we all know the majority of the fans are probably going to complain because they're like, man, why ain't Soul win, man? Soul needs this shit. Soul's good. Now, for her work, does she deserve not to be like a women's North American champ because it's new and a women's NXT champ? Yes, she does. To give it for her record and her portfolio. Fuck yeah.
You're
They
talking about
shouldn't
Soul.
send. Huh?
You're talking about Soul?
Yeah, I'm talking about Soul. Yeah. Yeah. She does. And hopefully they don't send her up too quick because she is so good and she can be there to be in a match like this to elevate somebody like Jada Parker, right? Because like Soul was in there from the beginning and lasted to the end because she is that good. She has bangers she don't disappoint. When you have somebody that doesn't disappoint, it's kind of like when the other horsewomen got called up and Bailey was still in NXT. And what was Bailey doing? Cooking nonstop, making everybody look good until Asuka came in and Bailey was like, and then they were like, here's the person, Bailey. Here's the person. And now we can take you up. We have found our next person. They found their next person with any title with Soul. They're gonna give Kaylani her due because not saying she's not great. She is great, and that's where they're taking the risk here. They took the risk with Kaylani. They could have gave this title to Soul and let Soul run with it, but they took the risk with Kaylani because she's good, and they're like, "Look, Soul, we got you though. We got you. You're the top person. We all know Roxanne's great, so no need to end Roxanne until we have to. And the funny enough that Soul has not faced Roxanne. So it seems to me like, how can we stretch this to a major pay-per-view? And if we are going to do it at a major pay-per-view, I think they're going to do it WrestleMania weekend. I don't know how they can keep Soul away. I don't know how they can keep Soul away that long. Or they're going to do it with Julia or Stephanie Vicure, or they're going to give it to Soul when those women come in just to get Soul some bangers. Like one of them One of them, Soul's got to take out within 2 months to like really solidify her championship. Or are they trying to build everybody up? Like they're trying to build Jada up. They're trying to build Lola Vice up. They're trying to build Tatum Paxley up. They're trying to build Wildy Chu up to be like, if Roxanne loses it, let's say by Survivor Series to somebody like Soul, and they want to send Roxanne up, and then they want to build Stephanie and Julia, then they gotta like, have Soul run through like, a couple of those women, or just have some, some shit with those women for like 2 or 3 months to get it through. But yeah, man, Jada's been good. She's been cooking. I'm excited for this match at No Mercy.
I think that wonky eye was looking elsewhere when he chose Jada to win this gold.
No, he was looking elsewhere, bro.
We were.
He wanted some color. He didn't want no white in that match.
Up next, we had I didn't even want to take notes on this until the end. Then I was like, oh, let me watch this back. It's Hank and Tank versus the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers actually put these guys over. I was shocked. Hank and Tank run and rub all over Vic. That was hilarious. Vic shouts for security. Security show up and celebrate with them. But I mean, again, like you said, Cesar, the vets are putting over the youngins, building up new talent to get them ready for a bigger stage, possibly. Hank and Tank they put in the work. They did a great job hosting Heat Wave. It was fun. So hopefully this will put them in some kind of make them look more serious than they have been lately.
Yeah.
The Hard R's confront Sean Spears about taking advantage of Jensen. Sean mentions Brindley and a brawl ensues. So we're gonna get some matches out of them. The No Catch cracks in the ring with the Heritage Cup. Wonka gives a speech about it, and then Ren keeps interrupting. Ren says he'll defend against anyone, anytime. Out comes the Terma Ninja himself.
Yeah.
Comes out swinging his dick around, basically. He took out 3 rows. Family comes out. Tony sets his sights on Oba while the No Catch cracks and the family square off. Tony D actually spinebusters Oba. Holy crap, indeed, Vic. Again, it just gives Oba someone else to have a great banger with. And Tony D, we know he can go. Tony D, it's time for him to get a singles title. I'm not sure about Oba, but I mean, he's got the family to help him. We'll never know. But Cesar, we had Hank and Tank versus the Good Brothers. No Catch cracks, Terma Ninja, Tony D. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was great. I'm glad the OC put them boys over. I think they showed their entertainment value with the 2 weeks for the Great American Bash. So this is their reward, getting a win over a seasoned veteran tag team. OC and NXT, fucking great. Whatever they do is always great. They showed up shitting on the party, get into a fight. They get in a fight with Hank and Tank. They lose. They can always come back. Like, that's the great thing about the OC because they're so good vets. Like, they can lose to Hank and Tank. And then if they won the tag team championships in 2 weeks, it wouldn't be like, what is WWE doing? They'd just be like, yeah, that's the OC, nigga. Respect it. Because that's the OC.
By the way, if the OC showed up to your cookout, they ain't gonna fight. They're gonna get high. They're gonna get
drinking.
Hank and Tank and the Good Bros would be a match made in heaven. Like they would have a good old time if this was, outside of wrestling. But to tell,
I think Hank and Tank had cheap beer because the OC got expensive taste. I think that's what it was. They had some Natty Light. See if they had some Yingling, you know what I'm saying, or some Ice House or some craft beer. The OC would have been like, God damn, you boys know how to drink, huh? And they had some liquor. They'd have been like, you boys know how to drink. Oh shit. All right, give me some, nigga. Yeah, give me one of them dogs. You see, that's what would happen. That's what would happen. OC real. And then a Hard R's versus old Sean Spears.
Yeah, Sean and Jensen.
What?
It was just an altercation with Jensen and Sean and the Hard R's.
Oh yeah, Hard R's was like, that's our boy and whatnot. And Sean Spears talking that shit, like he talk that shit, and he, you got jumped by some niggas, man. That shit happens, man. You talk shit to niggas, you get jumped, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, don't mention the Snow Bunny, won't get your ass kicked. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. And then the seeds planted with Tony D and the Termin
Oh
Ninja.
yeah, yeah.
Them.
This is such great microphone work by Ren Sinclair here. Talking all the shit for Tony Dempsey, for old Wonka, and then Oba Femi's music hit, and if you heard, she was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." Like, like, like the mic was away from her, so you could hear it, but it wasn't loud. It was just like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. She was like, she knew she fucked up
Yeah.
after she said it. But then you saw this beef coming for the last 2 weeks with Tony D and Obafemi. And Tony D is like, yeah, you know what? You know what? Yeah, you've been talking that shit. You've been interrupting and shit. And now it's time for me to get up in his ass and get this title from you. And I'm like, oh, yo, Tony D, you want to do some work? Do some work. I'm not mad at it.
And then we had the oh, was that it? Oh yeah, that was
I
it.
think that was it. Yeah.
Adonisly trying to do a pipe, but the nerdy ninja gets the ladies' attention. The young OG gets put
Oh
in
yeah.
charge of the Heritage Cup. Gallus approached and bullied Cedric. Bullied the young OG, but Cedric Alexander gets his back. That'll be a good match in the future. Then we get, this is his name, Caesar. I didn't know. Dion Lennox is the nerdy ninja. Versus
I knew his name was Dion. I didn't know it was Dion Lennox.
that's what it said on his nameplate. Versus Ashanti the Adonis. Book says he got Riz.
Okay.
Dion launches the Rizzler to the moon. Adonisly, though, the sweet Riz music puts away the rookie in this ninja on the
ninja
of the night. Lexus King getting his throne shined up as he tries to lay his game on Lash and Miss Jackson. On site, gets a pep talk from the girls because meta is better. Caesar, what did you think of Dion versus Ashante? And then, what'd you think of that?
Yeah, it was an all right match. It's his first match, so he out here, he doing work, he doing dirt. Yeah, it's a typical dark skin versus light skin. Light skins get all the getting all the bitches. Typical Kendrick versus Drake. Adonis ain't getting no pussy, and all the girls want to throw it at old Dion Lennox. So he hating. Dion found into another D1 athlete on this bullshit. Just getting in here off of nothing. Went to a workout. He won't get it in the mud. Adonis had to get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? With his fur coats and shit. Rookie guy showed up. But he got a great look. Bitches love him. He could be good things. Could be good things for the kid.
I do like that. That Ashante probably got the blessing from the cross-eyed kid to use the sweet Riz music for his finisher. So Sean, he loved him some Mellow. Now he loves him some Adonis.
He did. Yeah, he loves himself a good old darky. That he does.
This is where the night got interesting. It was the main event. We had the triple threat. We had Wes Lee versus Joe Henry.
I believe
Stallion P. Main eventing this week's NXT. All Ego is on commentary. He's warming up to book.
Warming up.
Very entertaining triple threat main event here. Everything from the commentary to the match itself. Joe Henry making the dive over the top rope, a regular move now. Double scoop fallaway slams Wes and Pete. Stallion Pete double stack digit manipulation. Wes ability, agility, nothing to sneeze at here. I feel bad for whoever sits next to that loudmouth lady in the crowd weekly because that bitch is there every week.
That bitch needs to go.
She needs to be euthanized. Standing ovation to Stallion Pete almost gave Joe Henry the victory, but All Ego prevents it. Standing ovation to Wes on the announce table. Second standing ovation to Pete, but All Ego distracts the second ref. Trick Knee takes out Pete in ring, giving Joe Henry the victory. And then Zach Wentz jumps on the West post match. Chaos ends NXT this week, but that means Joe Henry will be taking on All Ego at No Mercy for the NXT Championship. Man, if I would have told you this a year ago, you would have told me I was crazy, Cesar.
Facts.
What a hell of a main event to end the show. What'd you think?
No, this fucking main event was so good. You had top guys like Wes, you got top guys like Pete Dunne, and then you got top guy like Joe Hendry, who's taking over the world right now. Pete Dunne, who's already been on main roster, but coming back down, serving the business, doing work, doing what's great for business. Hitting the technicality, hitting the technical shit, snapping the fingers, doing what he does best. Joe Hendry highlighting the crowd, the clear face. Both other guys are heels, and Wes just freshly turned heel. A fucking menace. Wes being a menace is so great. So great. Just talking shit about everybody, but still being good because he's Wesley cooking. This match was good. Ego outside. Booker T, the president of the Ego fan club. He's got like 4 presidents of clubs. You never know what he's got. Everybody showing off and cooking, and then at the end, Ego pulling out referees left and right, and then Trick coming in at the end. You ain't even heard from Trick all show. No promo, no nothing, but Trick coming in at the end and hitting that Trick knee and waking up the original ref to get him in the ring to get Joe Hendry the dub because Ego didn't want to fight Joe Hendry. And he's pulling out the refs so he wouldn't have to fight Joe Hendry, and Joe Hendry getting the pin. Good shit all around. It's a 1-for-1. You got the Cracker from Chase U in the X Division match. You got Joe Hendry in the main event of No Mercy, which is wild. You're putting a TNA guy in the main event of No Mercy. Just great continual flow between the two companies, and great excuse of characters coming in and out, and we'll see another character from NXT show up in TNA on Thursday. But just good shit all around. I really thoroughly enjoyed the main event. Then Zachary Wentz coming out to attack Wes because he talked shit about him the week before. Master Michaels was cooking. He had his chef hat on. He was cooking.
It was
the man was doing the thing.
It was a fun watch this past Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, TNA, we had Frankie Kazarian versus Kushida versus Hammerstone. We had Rosemary versus Alicia. We had Laredo Kid versus, I don't know. I don't remember. Wonka, as you said, made another crossover to take on John Gresham. And then there is a main event. What I want to talk about is Charlie Dempsey versus John Gresham. Because again, this was a good episode. I left a couple parts out because there were a couple parts that didn't deserve my attention.
Yeah, we'll need to talk about that bullshit.
Wonka versus John Gresham. Okay, sportsmanship to start. This was like they said, a technical spectacle. Catch as catch can, perfection. Matches like this make me hope that Bretsky still watches wrestling. I know he would have loved this. All technical match that ended with Gresham pinning Dempsey. It was a thinking man's match that eventually got the crowd into it. Dempsey's poor sportsmanship afterwards, though. But this was a match. If any of you are fans of professional wrestling, especially technical, go back, go on YouTube, find this match. It was great. I loved it. This was my match of the week. I didn't watch All In. Oh, well. But this was my match of the week. If we were getting beer cheese for matches of the week, this didn't have flippy dippy shit. This, like I said, this was a thinking man's technical match.
All in the ring.
Dempsey's perfect. Gresham, perfect. It was awesome. I loved it. I didn't take that much notes because I was watching it. I was watching, like I was like trying to find times where I could look at my phone and start typing, and I was just like, I love this match. It was awesome. Cesar, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about on this past week's Impact, but that was my highlight of Impact past week.
I mean, the triple threat matches were pretty good. There was a match, we're not going to talk about. A lot of promos because it's setting up for Insurgents. But no, Charlie Dempsey versus Jonathan Gresham out of nowhere was fucking phenomenal. This was a super good technical match against two technical wrestlers that were just having it out. God, it was so good. Yeah, you couldn't go wrong with this match. If you watch anything, this is the match of the night. Watch these two go about it in the ring. Just, yeah, no flippy dippy, just slams, counters, submissions, removals, like everything. So fucking good. You will not be disappointed. Such a great match.
I know Sticks probably blew a load a couple times watching that match as well.
Well, yeah, definitely. Man was probably loving life.
So not only was my bank account working against me, but other forces of nature were working against me. So I was not able to watch All In, but Julius _ Caesar did check out All In. I have the Wikipedia list in front of me. So I'm going to read off. I think this was the pre-show. Wow, that's a lot of people. It says 16-man tag team match. We had
Didn't watch that. Skip it.
Okay, good. Willow Nightingale and Tamuro Ishii versus Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. Caesar, how did it go?
Stokely left the ring like he was carried to the ring in a thing, and he left the ring passed out in that thing. Best part of the match. Skip it.
Oh my. The 10-man tag team match. The Von Erichs.
Oh yeah, no, skip it. Von Erichs and then won. Skip it.
4-way London ladder match for the AEW World Trios Championship.
This is the start of the show.
Okay.
But I have to tell you something that happened on the pre-show. Because it wasn't written there. So Paige came out with a bunch of security and Harley, whatever the bitch's name is,
Cameron,
and was yelling that she had won the title previously the year before. She's from London and she wanted her all-in moment. And blah blah blah. Harley saying shit, whatever, blah 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 blah. They're talking for a minute. Jamie Hayter returns
on the pre-show.
On the pre-show, looking like Becky Lynch. Bitch got red hair now.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was everybody calling her Jamie Lynch and all this other shit. She returns. She beats up all the security putties. She beats up Harley twice. She beats up Paige. And then she yells, "I'm back." Like 10 minutes before the show starts. Yeah.
Paige was the one who injured her to put her out?
Yeah. Paige was the one who injured her. Okay. In the Outcast, Paige was the one who injured her. And so she comes back and beats up Paige. They don't wrestle in a match. She beats up Harley. And then she says she's back. But coming out with come out in gear, a full leather coat. Not leather. Like one of them fucking chinchilla coats and red hair.
I wonder if they're setting that up for All Out.
I don't know, I guess. But comes back in the pre-show, beats everybody up, and then leaves.
Did the crowd go insane or
the loudest pop of the night?
On the pre-show.
On the pre-show. Oh, by the way, hosted by Private Party.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That Private Party.
That was the first music that hit on the pre-show.
Shots.
After all the talking, that's the first shit that hit. But loudest pop of the night, Jamie Hayter on the pre-show. Stadium wasn't even full. I'll tell you the match when the stadium got full because it wasn't the first couple. I'll honestly tell you.
I wonder if people
when the stadium got full.
Well, yeah, the first, I guess the first match on the main card was the 4-way London ladder match for the AEW Trios Championship.
Yeah, so a good match. Stadium not full. Good match. Nigel McGuinness on the stick. Just glazing the patriarchy. Cracking Nick Wayne had the two hardest bumps of the night. Dead ass. Hardest bumps of the night. He hit the Wayne's World shit. Somebody, I think it was Austin Gunn outside. There's a table set up. Tables got set up early. He was in the ring, ran up the turnbuckle, and then flipped so he could do the Wayne's World through the table on the outside to Austin Gunn on the mat. That was one. There were some really, really bad ladder spots for a lot of people. The Guns were imitating fucking 3D all night because they did the what's up, they did the get the tables to Juice. When the patriarchy came down, Christian initially ran away for like 10 minutes, so everybody was fucked up. Then he came back and tried to grab the ladder. Nigel McGuinness was all on his shit. He's like, this is smart. This is smart. He's not injured like the rest of them. Juice went through a table. Almost everybody went through a table. That big, thick neck cracker with no knees, fuck him. He ain't do nothing. Buddy Lee got really spiked bad on a ladder. That shit looked like, I think he almost got spiked on his neck because like somebody didn't grab him right.
Oh boy.
It was a good match. It was a good match. I'll give it a 6. It was a good match. And then Pac and the Blackpool Combat Club won.
Pac team with the Blackpool Combat Club?
Yep. It was Pac, Cesaro, and Wheeler Yuta. They're now the
Lucha Bros are gone. That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, he teamed with them. And so to give Pac his Wembley moment, that's what I'm calling it. They won. And Christian was pissed. Christian was, because at one point near the end, there was 2 times Luchasaurus could have won the match. And Christian yelled at him to get down because Christian wanted to win the match. And then at the end, he put Christian on the shoulders to raise him up. And Christian couldn't do it. Pac did it and won the match.
That's got to be another all-out match, is Christian versus Luchasaurus. If they set it up quickly.
Well, wait till we get later in the show.
Oh shit. Well, 6 is actually pretty generous from you on a fucking AEW match.
It was the opening match. So it was the first thing I saw.
Okay, well, now for the AEW Women's World Championship, Mariah versus Timeless Toni Storm.
Bullshit that this was the second match of the night. And guess what, Sangria? The stadium was not filled.
Wow.
So if you came after this, or if you sat through the 2.5 hours of pre-show, and then that last match, and then went to take a piss, this right now, this was damn near match of the night. This was damn near match of the night. The match of the night, I'll give you this, was the main event, but this was damn near match of the night. This was match of the night until I saw the main event.
Okay.
And this was the second match on the card. This is what we talk about with this shitty ass,
the match
where you're putting these matches.
Yeah.
And I think this match was only here because Nigel was only in the first 3 matches or so.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But Toni Storm versus Mariah was a damn classic. It was great. Luther came back finally. He was holding the title. Mariah May slapped her own mother. Her own mother was front row with her family. She did. Toni went for something. She spiked Toni on the outside. She walked over to the booth, kissed Nigel. Nigel was beating his meat under the table the rest of the night, right? Beating his meat. He's like, this is the greatest match of all time. I don't know. Nigel was on cloud 12, beating his meat, skeeting in his pants. And then, like, immediately she kissed Nigel. She had to walk around and to the side because they're in the middle. Walk back. Her mother's like, "What are you doing? Slap that bitch."
Her own mother or Tony's?
Her own mother. Her own mother. And then later in the match, Toni hit her with a hip attack to the outside, and Toni goes outside and grabs Mariah May's mother and puts her in the titties. Like,
wow.
This match was a cinematic masterpiece.
Damn it.
They both hit a hip attack. Toni hit a Storm Zero. Toni busted Mariah open because she gave her a Storm Zero on the steps.
Damn.
Busted Mariah open. Mariah's bleeding. Toni's beating on it, opening it up. Toni gave her a Storm Zero. She kicks out. Mariah gave her a mayday. She kicks out.
Mhm.
Mariah gets the shoe. Tony grabs it, kicks her, doesn't want to hit her with the shoe. They both kick each other in the pussy, and they both sell it. It's so great. So great. Right?
Damn, man, I should have watched this.
Yeah. She like Mariah kicks Tony in the pussy first when Aubrey's distracted, and then Tony kicks Mariah in the pussy, and then they meet up mad times like the KO Sammy beat each other. They do that a bunch of times. Mariah Tony doesn't want to hit Mariah with the shoe because Tony looks like she's about to cry every time she's about to get super, super violent. Doesn't hit her with the shoe. Mariah reverses it, hits her with the Storm Zero. Mariah beats Tony, and then like Tony's laying in the ring for like a minute, and then Tony gets up like crying but laughing, and everyone's like, why is she laughing? And like I think she's lost it, and I think that's where the story is going. Beautiful cinema.
Was the crowd
Cinema. What?
Was the crowd hot?
Oh, crowd was hot the whole match.
Okay.
Clapping for Tony. Well, they were cheering Tony the whole time, booing Mariah.
Yeah.
And Mariah's from London, and Tony's from Australia.
Yeah.
And they still clapped Tony all the way to the back. This was 8 in the mustard.
Damn.
Cinema. So good.
Wow,
this match was NXT level women's fucking wrestling.
Holy
this was great.
shit. Did Luther get attacked?
Yes, Mariah even beat up Luther, and then Mariah. Oh, that's what it was. Mariah tried to steal the belt, and before she kicked Tony in the pussy, before she kicked her in the pussy, and then Luther was like fucked up outside, and then he came back and he grabbed the belt, and then flicked Mariah off, and all you saw was the white glove from underneath the ring like that, and fucking dude, it was so fucking great. This match was peak. This match was peak.
Did she kiss Nigel on the lips or the cheek?
No, she kissed him on like the forehead and the cheek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think Nigel's married, so you know.
Oh,
she like literally just like beat Tony on the outside, walked over there, grabbed Nigel, was like, and like Skivone was like, well, goddamn, and some shit, and Nigel's like, well, boys, that's all I got to say, boys. Fucking,
I'm gonna clock out. That's my night.
Yeah, it was electric.
Damn, that actually sounds worth watching.
Yeah.
Well, next it says last chance match for the FTW Championship. Hook versus Jericho.
All right, so Nigel was gone and Taz was out.
Oh, okay.
And then it was like an FTW match because like Brian Keith and Big Bill were beating up Hook with Jericho. So it was like a 3-on-1, like almost the whole match.
Yeah.
Fozzy was playing. I didn't care. I skipped all that. So they were using chairs and shit. And then Jericho brought cricket balls and a cricket bat into the ring. Hook got the advantage. It was like literally throwing the cricket balls at Jericho. And then he beat everybody up with the cricket stick. Long story short, Keith was getting ready to get back up. Big Bill went through a table with barbed wire on it that was set up for Hook, but he got away. And then Hook hit Big Bill, blah, blah. Hook took off the fucking shit, the eye patch, so he could see. He's saying he could see. Bandit Keith got back up when Jericho was in trouble. Taz came from around the desk, choked out Bandit Keith.
Oh, shit.
Hook choked out Jericho. Jericho tapped Hook to the new FTW World Champion.
Oh, wow. Taz finally got physical.
Yeah. Taz was like, God damn it. And threw the shit down and it was like, choked that nigga out. Stadium, still not full. Still not full.
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 5. It's Jericho.
Okay. Understandable.
I like Hook and Taz doing their thing, so I gave it for them.
How much you want to bet we're gonna get a father-son tag team and Hook Taz is gonna do 2 moves?
Don't
Hook's
fucking remind me. Don't fucking
3-way tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship.
Oh, so this was Young Cucks versus FTR versus the Acclaimed. So Young Bucks didn't want to fight at first. They kept jumping off the apron. So it was a lot of FTR versus Acclaimed, which was really good. Then they just drugged the Young Bucks in the ring, started beating the shit out of them. Blah, blah, blah. Shit got good. Everybody was hitting moves. At one point, at one point, Cash was in the ring, and Nick Jackson was outside, and what's the cracker's name? What's the cracker name? Max Caster was inside. They did the B, what is it? The BTV trigger, the BT whatever, BTE trigger.
Yeah.
It was Max Caster and Matt Jackson. They did the BTE trigger to Cash Wheeler. And then like Nick Jackson got in the ring. Matt Jackson got thrown out. Nick Jackson got in the ring, and then Max Caster did the Shatter Machine to Nick Jackson. Like he picked Nick Jackson up, and Uncle Dax was on the other side and hit him with the finish. So they were mixing it up like that. At one point, they hit the mic drop. The like Acclaimed was gonna win, but the Young Cucks pulled the ref out because they hit it on BTR. Anyway, match was pretty good overall. And this is probably when, like, I think because at the beginning, the arena wasn't filled, but by the end, the arena was filled. Okay. And this is the fourth match of the card. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people went to take a piss and shit after the pre-show. Pre-show was 2.5 hours.
Damn.
Yeah. But the Young Cucks won. And which, if we were doing predictions, I wouldn't have predicted the Young Cucks. I ain't gonna lie. I would have predicted the Patriarchy, and I would have predicted Mariah May just because how Dynamite and shit ended. And I would have picked Hook, but I wouldn't have picked the Young Cucks. But the Young Cucks won on some cheat shit.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. But everybody was doing some heel shit because it was a triple threat, so there was no triple threat rules, and they were all in the match at the end. The Young Cucks won and snuck away with the titles. They pinned FTR. They did not pin the Acclaimed. And so I think the Acclaimed are still going to be like, yo, you never pinned us because we won that number one contendership. FTR got involved, and then you pinned FTR. Because they pinned Uncle Dax. Uncle Dax got the fucking mad super kicks and shit. They pinned Uncle Dax. And then FTR was on the outside. Billy Gunn was on the outside. And the GYV showed up.
Oh, shit.
The GYV pulled up in the ring. And they were staring at the Young Bucks the whole time. And the Young Bucks backed out and went in the crowd. And then they beat the shit out of FTR.
Damn.
Beat the dog shit out of them.
I did not suspect those assholes showing up.
I'm gonna give the match a 6.
That's not bad. Bad.
I'm really gonna say there weren't a lot of bad matches, but there was a couple.
This is going to be interesting because again, I don't know anything except for one match. I'll explain when it comes up. But the Casino Gauntlet match for a future AEW World Championship match.
Hell yeah.
How did this go?
Fuck, you don't have the competitors there, do you?
I don't want to look at the results.
Right. Okay. So it started with Orange Cassidy and who the fuck else was in the match with them? There's a lot of surprises. This was a better big surprises than like the last 3 Royal Rumbles.
Matt Sydal.
No, yeah, his bitch ass one in there. So Roddy Strong was in it.
Okay.
The Conglomeration, Kyle O'Reilly was in it. ROH nigga was in it. You know, them boys. Okada was in it. He came out. I think Okada might have came out early. Nigel McGuinness was in it.
What the fuck? I thought he was in.
Nah, that nigga's music played and he showed up and he was doing work.
How come he doesn't wrestle anymore?
Yeah, I think this was his first match back.
Wow. Yeah, because I thought
was his full. Yeah, Nigel was in it. Hangman was in it. Ricka nigga was in it. Ricochet debuted. He was in it. Yeah. Hangman, Roddy Strong, Ricochet. Wasn't
There
Cal
had to have
Fletcher?
been botches. There had to have been botches.
Wasn't that many botches?
No?
Like, to be honest with you, wasn't that
Wow.
many botches? And then Roddy Strong, conglomeration. Fuck, I don't know. There's
The
some people.
crowd must have lost their mind when Nigel came out.
I'll tell you when I lost my mind. Zack Sabre Crocker was in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was hyped when Zack Sabre Crocker came in. I was hyped, and then Nigel came after him.
Mhm.
Then fucking Christian Cage was in it. Christian Cage was in it, and he speared Nigel. And you know how much Nigel loves him some Christian Cage.
Yeah.
He did a spear on Nigel.
What
The
did the
last person
commentators say when Nigel came out?
they were like, "Holy shit!" Like the crowd. All right, I'll give you this second biggest pop of the night.
Wow. I can imagine.
Nigel.
Yeah, because to
Yeah,
the best of my knowledge, he had a career-ending injury.
yeah. Second biggest pop of the night. Nigel McGuinness.
Nice.
Christian came out. Everybody's fighting. Everybody's doing work. Everybody's doing dirt. Nigel came out. Christian comes out. Christian starts like just beating up people, spearing people. Luchasaurus comes out,
Mhm.
and everybody's like, "Yeah, Luchasaurus, fuck Christian up. He turned on you in that match." Luchasaurus comes out like choke slams some. Everybody's hitting their finishers.
Mhm.
Luchasaurus comes out, choke slams the first guy, puts Christian Cage on top of him, and steps on top of that. Christian Cage wins and gets the contract for a world title match whenever he wants. It's pretty much now. It's like the money in the briefcase.
Oh, it was a ladder match.
No. It was a first pin match. Yeah, whoever got the pinfall first wins. So that's the thing about it. Like if Orange Cassidy would have pinned the Crockett he was fighting, then nobody else matters. If nobody else came out, nobody else matters. It's first pinfall or submission
Okay.
wins. So Christian Cage and Luchasaurus came out the last two. Everybody was hyped for Luchasaurus to turn, and
Mhm.
Luchasaurus put Christian on top of somebody that he fucking fucked up. And Christian got the championship. So now he has a money in the bank briefcase kind of. He can challenge whenever,
Mhm.
and Christian has it. So it's going to be Christian versus Danielson at some point.
Well, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I give that shit a 3.
I thought if this was when Ricochet debuts, I thought for sure since he's the new flavor of the week, he
Yeah.
would get the fucking pinfall.
No, because they're definitely going to do Ricochet versus Will Ospreay.
Okay.
Come on, son. But no, like leading up to the match, I was like, oh, this match is good. And the match was good. I'll give you this. The match was good. I had it at a 7. And
Mhm.
then when I saw what they were going to do with the ending, I was like, no, this shit's a 3. I was like, this is dumb. I was like,
I
this shit
think
is dumb. Why have him win these titles for like 2 weeks to take the titles from him just to give him a world heavyweight contract? I was like, this is dumb.
just from
And I like Christian. You know I like Christian.
what you're talking about, the way you just described the match, I would give it a 6 because of the surprises. The finish might
Yeah.
have been shit, but again, Christian, he's old. He needs something. So
Which I like Christian, but I'm just like, why take a title off him to stick him in a different title race? Because they just got those trios titles. So
yeah.
why take it off him just to give and that's kind of a diss on the first match too, because I'm like, why give Pac his Wembley moment? Because he won that number one contendership for that Intercontinental title, but you wanted Osprey and MJF to have 2 matches. Worthless.
You know why?
Oh,
I think they
well,
did that?
that's got to come up second. Sorry.
You know
But
why
yeah.
I think they had Christian win is because of the story between Luchasaurus and Christian. I think this is just another step to get us closer to Luchasaurus and Christian
And
fighting.
Christian,
It's just going to be another chapter. This is,
yeah.
I got to give him some credit. I bet you Christian told Tony Skeets, look, I got this. Let me do this. We're going to build this my way. And this is a part of that story building to win. He's going to like betray Luchasaurus, or Luchasaurus is finally going to wake up I think this is the creative genius of Christian putting together this story. So I think the story meant more than the outcome. More, I bet you. Mark my word, this is leading to a bigger finish to the story.
Sure.
But that being said,
Yeah.
singles match for the AEW International. Okay. So I was okay. For people who care. This took place in London and it started at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I
Yeah.
told my boss, I was like, hey man, this pay-per-view I really want to watch starts at 10 a.m. Are you sure I'll be able to watch this after work? He goes, yeah, man, no, yeah, you should. It should work. It should work. I was like, okay. So, I'm the accountant, so I go in there, I deal with all the numbers of the money. Well, he was looking on his phone on Twitter about the All In. He goes, "Oh, I can get it on my phone." I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, it's Will Ospreay versus MJF." So I got to watch it. I got to watch MJF versus Will Ospreay. Couldn't take notes, of course, because I was working. But I mean, it's typical. From what I seen, it was typical. I didn't get to see the entrances. I only got to see the match. So
Yo, you can actually Google Will Ospreay's or YouTube Will Ospreay's entrance.
was it cool?
Fucking phenomenal. He actually got one of the guys from Assassin's Creed to talk about his because he has the hidden blade. The hidden blade's a move from Assassin's Creed, and he calls himself the aerial assassin.
Yeah.
You should go and watch it. It was really good.
I saw a bunch of streamers hanging
Yeah.
during the whole match.
And they stayed there the rest of the match.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's MJF's fault.
MJF? Okay.
That's MJF's fault.
So watching this match, I don't know if I'm just used to seeing Will Ospreay matches. It was kind of like what you would expect when I saw it. It was good. MJF mocking the crowd. He did the
Yeah.
kangaroo kick. I'm surprised he did it. If he's
I'm surprised he did it too, because like MJF made fun of that on Wednesday.
Yeah. And so things are going awry. The ref knocked out, of course. Um, by the way, earlier Sunday morning, I saw a tweet from MJF that said, somebody from London stole my
Oh, my
ring.
dynamite ring.
What a
Yep.
lawless country. And so I was
They
thinking,
mentioned that 3 times during the match.
well, okay, so he's not gonna have it. He had it. He had it, of course.
No. He had some other shit.
Oh, I thought it was his ring because he reached.
No. He had some other shit. It went over all 4 of his knuckles. He still didn't have the ring.
Oh, I thought it was his ring. Okay. Mind you, I was watching it on a screen like this, like fucking far away. But anyway, so I noticed that they did a move where I think Will Ospreay accidentally took out a cameraman. By the way,
Yeah.
the cameraman was wearing the gayest underwear and the gayest socks I've ever seen in my life. Is like, is this a London thing? Are these everyone here fruit booty? Everyone here fruit booty wearing these gay ass things. I was like, why of all days would you choose? You know what? I'm feeling fruity today. I'm gonna wear my fucking fruit stripe gum fucking panties to this All In. So anyway, Will Ospreay is checking on this camera guy, all concerned. That's when MJF got whatever he did and hit Will Ospreay with. Well, the ref, I guess, was still knocked out. Someone else jumped on the apron wearing a mask, and I was like, I wonder who this is gonna be. Putting the rumors to rest that old Danny Garcia ain't going nowhere. He took the mask
signed
off
his
with
contract.
Garcia,
Yep.
which furthers the story between MJF and Danny Garcia, which I gotta give him kudos for. Yeah, Danny Garcia screwed over MJF. Will Ospreay, well, MJF wanted to hit the Tiger Driver 93 or 91, whatever it is,
91.
and he didn't. He didn't get to hit it. He didn't, right? No, but Will Ospreay did. He hits that fucking move. The crowd goes insane. Everyone's losing their mind. He pins MJF 1, 2, 3. The international title is resurrected. But the story between MJF and Danny Garcia is the next chapter. Hopefully, Will Ospreay moves on. We can settle that to Ricochet, apparently.
Yeah,
but from what I've seen, I'll give it a 6. Like the surprise of Danny Garcia was cool. I didn't get to see the entrances. Maybe that would have hyped it up more. But
The
just
entrances hyped it up for me.
the in-ring action was what you would
Well, it wasn't
imagine.
better than their first match.
Yeah, it's what you would imagine a Will Ospreay match
Mhm.
is, and that's what it was. It had some surprises, some twists, some turns, some gay cameramen, Danny Garcia pulling off his mask. But from what I seen, I gave it 6 pretzel. Caesar, you tell me what you thought.
No, I mean, I'm only giving it the 7 because from Will Ospreay's entrance, and I love the game Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
and he had the logo on his shit when he came out with his hood and shit, and he had the guy from the game like talk about it. He's like, you've traveled to Japan, you've been through London, you've even been to America, and they were showing clips and shit from him wrestling, and I was like, yo, you go back and watch that entrance, you might bump it up, but other than that, yeah, you're right. And then Danny Garcia returning, hitting MJF, causing him to lose, and then Christopher Daniels pulling out the Intercontinental Championship again, not the American Championship. Um, yeah, it was a good match. But yeah, I'm giving it 7.
I'm kind of glad that I did get to see that, but from what you described, man, I wish I would have saw the Mariah versus Tony Storm.
I'm telling you, man, that was peak women's wrestling,
Damn
bro.
it.
Peak women's wrestling.
Up
I'm
next,
telling you, it's on that Fire Stick. So you got to find the right channel again, right? You got to, because there'll be like 8 or 9 channels when it's on. You got to find the
I'll
right.
explain it to you after we're done here.
All right.
So up next was for the TBS Championship, Mercedes
Yeah.
versus the Doctor. Cesar, how did it go?
The entrances for both women, great. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what you want me to say.
Oh,
This is the worst match of the night.
oh wow. Was
The
this
worst match of the night. Yeah, I may have given a match a 3, but like you heard me say, that match was a 7 until the finish. This match is a 3. This match is a 7 for the entrances, and when the wrestling happened, yeah, it's a 3. The whole wrestling.
Oh.
This was the worst match of the night. Worst match of the night. And you know, I saw some shit on TikTok today where nigga was talking about, and he was like, and I sadly I think I have to agree with him. I have to agree with him because he was like, Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker are so much great characters, but so mid in the ring. Not even mid. They're worse than mid in the ring. But when they're wrestling somebody great, they look great. When they're wrestling somebody bad, they look bad. And both of them are the same.
Oh,
So
wow.
they both wrestled somebody like mediocre. So the match was bad. But when they wrestle great wrestlers, they can look great.
If we
And I
were
was
doing
like,
predictions, this
what?
is where my caveat would have been Jamie Hayter walks in.
Well,
And
everybody said it.
Yeah.
Everybody on TikTok said it. This is where Jamie Hayter returns to beat up Camille. Because Britt did the Eddie Guerrero thing and got rid of Jamie Hayter near the end of the match. She made it look like Jamie Hayter attacked her and got rid of Jamie Hayter, but the ref didn't see it. So he can't end the match, but he got rid of Jamie Hayter. And then they were trading submissions, and then Mercedes Moné just hits that fucking moneymaker and wins clean.
What? That's
Clean.
ended?
Clean. Yeah. They were because Britt had her. I'll tell you how. Britt hit her with a backslide. So when both the arms are wrapped like that, you know what I'm saying? Where she had her wrapped like that, hit her with a backslide. Mercedes kicks out, keeps the backslide. They roll around. Then Mercedes like flips the backside. So Britt's arms are like that, picks her up, hits the moneymaker. 1, 2, 3. After like she was in the lockjaw and they started like biting down on Britt's hand. It was like, and she goes, and Britt's like, and then she gets out of that, and then she hits her with the bank statement, and Britt does some shit where she kicks her, gets out of that, and then hits her with the backslide to the step up, still backslid, reverse backslide, moneymaker, win. Trash.
How fucking
Trash.
disappointing is that? That's
Trash. No, this was the worst match of the night. I don't care if I gave that other match a 3. This was the worst match of the night. Trash.
I think a 3 is being generous if that's how it ended.
This was trash. For it to be this late, they should have swapped this trash with Tony Storm. If this was Tony Storm and Mariah, and then you got Jungle Boy and Darby, and then you got the main event, this pay-per-view would have been peak, peak, peak.
Well, Caesar's guarantee of the night on the last tripod was that Jungle Jack had a new title. And Caesar said, he ain't losing that title. He ain't losing that title at the coffin match. That was up next. It was Jungle Jack versus Darby in a coffin match. Caesar, how did it go?
This nigga Darby did the smartest dumb white people shit I've ever seen in my life. He stuck the tacks to his face.
What?
So every time Jungle Jack punched him, he punched the tack.
Oh.
Shit went on for the whole match. It was great. He sold it the whole match. It was great.
What is fucking like Scotch tape? The fucking
it was probably like glue. Nigga, Darby's
Oh.
white boy crazy. It was probably glue. Scapegoat came out with that hood goat shit ass on. He pulled out a bag that said Scapegoat. Guess what was in it? Real glass. Real glass.
Crimea River.
Crowd chanted fuck CM Punk for 3 minutes straight. I almost beat my dick. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Yeah, he poured the glass and they were like, fuck CM Punk. Fuck CM Punk. Fuck CM Punk. Then, of course, Jungle Jack got thrown in the glass twice, even though he pulled it out. Darby hit him with the skateboard a couple times. Darby was whooping his ass outside, threw him in the coffin when it was open. It was standing up, by the way, standing up like this. He threw Jack Perry in the coffin, went in the ring, ran, bounced off, jumped outside the ring. Jungle Jack moved and closed the coffin. Darby literally like suicide dived into the fucking coffin. And this is like the first 5 minutes.
Wow.
They fought all over. They fought up the ramp. Jungle Jack threw Darby off the stage, threw some tables. They both were hitting shit. They both were fucking each other up. Darby brought out a body bag. Jack Perry took Darby's belt off, so I thought they were getting gay for a second. They took Darby's belt off and tied up his feet.
Yeah.
And then threw him in a body bag. And then threw him in the coffin to win. And then the Young Bucks came out, poured gas on the coffin because they were going to sex it on fire.
Yeah.
And then this bitch Sting came out to save him.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Like they were literally going to set the coffin on fire. They were pouring gas on the coffin with Darby in a body bag in it.
Sting for reals came out.
Bro, Tony Schiavone skeeted buckets under that desk. Like the arena went dark and everybody's like, oh, and then the lightning struck and there was Sting's music and he came out with the bat.
Wow.
Chased all those niggas away. Chased all 3 of them away. And then he opened the coffin and unzipped the shit and Darby was in there. And Darby's like, oh, and then Sting like pulled him out of the coffin.
Did you reach for your remote and turn the fucking TV?
I was stealing it on the computer, man. I almost punched the fucking computer.
Wow, you want to talk about he learned something from Ric Flair. When you say retire, you don't retire.
No, he retired because he wasn't in the match. He just came back and stayed full costume, bro. Leather jacket, bat and all.
I can't believe
white face paint. Full costume.
I can't believe Sting came back. If anything, because I heard a rumor that his sons were training. If anything, I thought one of his sons would come out there in the Sting gimmick.
Nope.
But it was actually grandfather vampire.
Yep.
Fucking Sting with his bat that kills black people.
Yep.
Wow.
Bitch ass nigga showed up, bro.
I didn't hear anything about that. Wow.
Bitch ass nigga showed up.
So Darby won.
No, Darby lost. He got put in the
Oh.
coffin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jack Perry threw him in there with in the body bag. He
In
couldn't
the
get out
body
the body
bag.
bag.
Okay.
So Jack Perry threw him in the coffin in the body bag and stood on the coffin with the title. And
That's
yo,
when
Jack Perry, I'll
yeah.
give you this. Jack Perry was over in London. Over. They were chanting scapegoat when he came out with the mask. They were chanting scapegoat and fuck CM Punk when he had the real glass. And when he won, they cheered. They didn't cheer
Watch,
when the Young Bucks won, but they cheered when Jack Perry won.
watch when CM Punk goes to Wembley, they're gonna cheer for him. CM Punk,
Punk,
CM Punk.
CM Punk, CM Punk. Yeah,
Wow, that what a hell of a
yeah.
gee. Oh, it
I know,
said
and I'll give that shit like a 6.
okay.
It was
Wow.
a pretty entertaining match.
Sting came out and you're still giving it a
I'm
6?
not talking about after the match. If we're talking about after the match, that shit's a negative 85. Okay, I'm talking about the match, bell to bell, bell to bell.
Okay. Oh
But I
man.
got to talk about bell to bell. Like I said, that Christian shit. Even though I love Christian, pissed me off that he won that fucking casino battle royal. But that was still bell to bell. Sting was after the bell. I can't comment on that.
You know what I noticed is that the casino battle royals or gauntlet they've all been disappointing as
Yeah,
shit
the people who come out are more entertaining
than
than
the
who
end
wins the
result.
match.
Yeah.
And then who wins the match every single time. It's always about who comes out and not who wins the match. That's why, man. Like it's sad because like the Rumble should be who comes out and who wins the match, but I guess the Rumble is all about who wins the match and not who comes out because they don't have anybody like entertaining come out.
Well, the main event is last. This is it.
Yep.
This is career versus title. We got Bryan Danielson versus whose house?
Swerve's house.
I'm guessing Prince Nana was there as well.
He was.
Star, how
Oh,
did it go?
Swerve, and them sung the song coming out, nigga. Hi, beast.
How did it go?
No, this was a match. So I didn't get to watch. I didn't watch it the first night on Sunday because I was hella drunk. So I was way too wasted. I was falling asleep. So I watched it back on Monday, and it was just no, yeah, the Jungle Boy match and this match I watched on Monday.
Mhm.
And but I had seen some shit and I seen some people talking, and Mark Henry talked to Dave Meltzer, and I was like, not watching this. But I was like, I'll watch it for Mark. I'll watch it for Mark because he had a good match. He had a good interview with I don't know if you watched that crack Chris Von Vliet.
In clips.
Yeah, yeah. He's on YouTube though. His interviews are really, really great. Like
Okay.
if he talks to everybody. He talks to everybody, no matter AEW, TNA, WWE. Yeah, he had an interview with Samantha Irving that was really, really great.
Hmm.
So if you just watch him, and if you look him up on TikTok, it's clips, but it's great, great. Um, Mark Henry was talking to shit, and he was like, Daniel Bryan and Swerve had a match with like no lulls, and it was a 30-minute match, and he was right. Like even the down parts were good. This was a really great match. This was like some old school hustle Daniel Bryan match. They cut Daniel Bryan open in like 10 minutes and they still had a 30-minute match. And I'm like, this shit was it's just fucking unnecessary, bro. Like, why are you doing this? It's unnecessary.
Well,
You could
Moxley wasn't on the card, so they had to
yeah,
do
so somebody had to bleed, right? It got pretty finisher heavy because Swerve hit 4 house calls, and I think Daniel Bryan hit 4 Bicycle knees.
Mhm.
But the last one was a Bicycle knee into the label lock.
Yeah.
And then Swerve got out, and then he put him in like a more stretched out label lock. Because Hangman he didn't interfere, he just kind of jumped the security gate. Anyway, I'll get to that. But no, it was really cooking in the front. Like they were back and forth. Swerve threw Bryan into like the bell keepers area, and
Mhm.
Bryan hit his head on the bell, which is why he cut his head open.
Okay.
Um, Then they got back in the ring. It wasn't too much outside. They got back in the ring. They're wrestling around. But it was at one point where Swerve hit like 3 house calls within like 10 minutes. And I'm like, how's he kicking out of each one? What are we doing? What are we doing? And then like Brian hit a Psycho knee. Then he hit a Psycho knee that Swerve just ate. Like he hit him in the corner and Swerve just bounced in the turnbuckle and said, and I was like, excuse me? We just eating that? we just, I was
No
like, I
selling,
get it.
huh?
I was like, I get it. He took 3 house calls and kicked out, but you're just going to eat one and just like not do nothing. So this was near the end. So he ate the Psycho knee. I think Hangman jumped the gate. And the security was talking to Hangman and Swerve just looking at him. I know Swerve had hit the stomp off the second rope, you know, the 2-footed stomp. And then Hangman came out. And then so Swerve just looking at Hangman, and Hangman's coming on the opposite side of the ring. And I'm like, here we go, Psycho knee. Brian hits the Psycho knee, Swerve kicks out. They wrestle a little bit more. Brian hits the 4th Psycho knee and puts him in the bell lock. Swerve doesn't tap. He breaks out of it. And then Brian goes like way under his head and then grabs that all the way around. And then Swerve taps. And that's how Brian wins. Now, it was a really great match. I'm giving this the beer cheese. It was a really great match. Everybody online's like, yo, Nigel McGuinness versus Brian Danielson, run it. And I'm like, damn. Yeah, I forgot about that. If Nigel McGuinness is wrestling, he hates Daniel Bryan. My only gripe is Brian Danielson has wrestled 3 white men for the AEW championship. And then as soon as he wrestles a nigga, it ain't no draw because he's wrestled 3 white men to a draw. He wrestled Kenny Omega, white man. Hangman Adam Page, white man. MJF, white man. And as soon as he wrestles a nigga named Swerve, he beats him in 30 minutes. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. This is some bullshit. After taking 4 finishers. He ain't take no 4 finishers from Kenny Omega. He ain't take no 4 finishers from Hangman. He definitely ain't take no 4 finishers from MJF. As soon as he wrestles a nigga, he win. I'm still giving it 8 in the beer cheese for the nigga. For the nigga. Because that match was a classic. So but I'm saying, if I got to complain about something, that's what I'm complaining about.
So Hangman was the only outside interference.
Yeah, and he didn't even get in the ring. He didn't even touch Swerve. He just jumped the barricade. They called for security, and somehow security was right there, like within 2 seconds.
Okay, so that's got to be a little good thing about this is that it wasn't 100% clean if you think about it. And Swerve can say that. Swerve can say that. Swerve can say, if your ass didn't come out there and distract me, I could have focused 100%.
I said on Brian and won the match.
Ass came out here, distracted me, and then I lose. We're gonna fight, and I'm gonna murder you match. Like so that could further that storyline. But you gotta imagine Swerve's gonna get a rematch.
Of course,
probably.
Of course. Well, Swerve should definitely get a rematch against Brian. I don't know who or when that's gonna happen because, like I said, I saw that one shit where it's like, I think All Out is gonna be Swerve versus Hangman. Like somebody leaked that and they haven't posted it again, but obviously that's where I think it's gonna go. They're gonna be like, yo, Swerve's gonna be like, you know, fuck it, Hangman, you've been fucking with me for a long time. Like we need to have this shit and we don't need to fight no more. And then I think Darby Allin, because he won that one shit that guaranteed him a heavyweight championship, he's going to cash that in. I think that's going to be All Out. I think it's going to be Daniel Bryanson versus Darby at All Out. Maybe the Elite get involved, maybe not. But I think that's what's going to roll around.
Can we all, as a collective wrestling community, everyone who watches this, group prayer that Sting doesn't come back, have one last tag match with Darby against Jack Perry and the Elite. Like, let's pray Sting stays away. We don't need that at All Out. Sting
no.
go back to the retirement home.
And kill
Darby
yourself.
go die on Everest, lose to Brian, so we
Yeah.
can move on from this shit.
Facts.
From what you said, I'm sad that I missed it. I went online
Mhm.
and I saw that I can order All Out right now. So what I'm gonna do is when I get paid, I'm gonna fucking order All Out so I don't miss it, and we can go over it in full detail. We'll have sticks with us. It'll be
Yeah.
a tripod, a full review. But I appreciate you, Cesar, breaking it down for me. You did a great job, so I felt like I did watch it.
I'm not gonna lie, because I was drinking the whole time, so I forgot some stuff. But like I'm telling you, it's real. It was. I can't be lying, man. It was a good pay-per-view. Like I am not gonna lie to you, it was so good.
Okay.
But they had the shit lined up just wrong, and
Yeah.
that's what we complain about like every time.
Well, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Next week we shall return with the full crew, full reviews. But until next time, we do what we do best here on the tripod, and we give that big ups to the busy Stallion Pete.